Today we will discuss about the joints of the head and neck. The joint it is divided into joints of the head and the joints of the neck. The joints of the head are divided again into three parts: joints between the flat bones, joints between the ear ossicles, and one is the temporomandibular joint. And the joint of the neck, this have two parts: intervertebral joints or craniovertebral joints. The intervertebral. And now we will start the joints of the neck. In the joints of the neck, there are the two types of the joint. One is the intervertebral joint, or it is also called typical cervical joints, and the other one is the craniovertebral joint. The craniovertebral joint between the occipital bone of the cranium and the atlas and axis. So the typical cervical joint, we will discuss first about the typical cervical joint. The typical cervical joints include the joints between the 2 to 7 cervical vertebra, and this start below the second vertebra, and the above joint of the second vertebra is called atlantoaxial joint. So the cervical joint, intervertebral joint, is formed between the parts of the vertebra. So this is between the vertebral bodies and between the vertebral arch and between the articular process of the cervical vertebra. The joint between the vertebral bodies, these are also two types. One is the secondary cartilaginous joint, and this is from the secondary cartilaginous joint. In the secondary cartilaginous joint, there is the articular surface. This is the vertebra, मान लो ये C3 है और ये C4. So this is vertebra or this is the articular surface, and on the articular surface there is the plate of the hyaline cartilage, and between the two plates of the hyaline cartilage there is the intervertebral disc. This intervertebral disc has two parts. The peripheral part, this is formed by the fibrous tissue, so this is called the annulus fibrosus, and the central part consists jelly-like material. This is called the nucleus pulposus. Both these form the intervertebral disc, and so this is the secondary cartilaginous type of the joint. The intervertebral disc, and this intervertebral disc, there is this fibrous part. This connect anteriorly with the anterior longitudinal ligament and posteriorly with the posterior longitudinal ligament. The anterior longitudinal ligament is thick and strong, and the posterior longitudinal ligament is the weak. And there is the curvature of the neck. This curvature of the neck because of the intervertebral disc, because this intervertebral disc is thick anteriorly and thin posteriorly. Now, so this is the joint between the body of the vertebra. And now the second, there is the ligament. There is the two ligaments in this joint. One is the anterior longitudinal ligament and one is the posterior longitudinal ligament. The anterior longitudinal ligament had attached on this body like this. And this anterior longitudinal ligament has two types of fiber. The superficial fibers are long and the short fibers are the deep, and these deep short fibers connect adjacent vertebra, and these fibers blend with the annulus fibrosus and the posterior longitudinal ligament. The posterior longitudinal ligament is continuous above as the membrana tectoria. In this diagram we can see this is the anterior longitudinal ligament and this is the posterior longitudinal ligament, and the posterior longitudinal ligament continues as the membrana tectoria and it attached to the upper part of the anterior part of the occipital bone. And then these are the two types of the ligament, and the movement in this joint is sliding movement, and there is the lateral flexion and extension and flexion movement is possible. So this is the joint between the body, and the again important joints between the body. This is the body in this area, and there is center part of this area form the secondary cartilaginous joint, and the remaining these lateral area form plain synovial joint. This plain synovial joint is called the joints of Luska. So this is these two joints between the vertebral body, and now the joint between the vertebral articular process. The vertebral articular process, so we can see this is the cervical vertebra, and these are the vertebral articular process. These processes are connected with each other to upper and lower. So these are called the vertebral articular process and also called the facet. So this is also called the facet joint or zygapophyseal joint, and this joint has the fibrous capsule as a ligament, and there is the side to side rotatory movement on these joints, and the joints between the vertebral arch. The vertebral arch has three parts: lamina, spine, and the transverse process. So these are the three joints between the three parts. Between the lamina, this joint is formed by the membrane between the two vertebral joints on the upper part of lamina to other lower part of the other vertebra. So this is called the ligamenta flava, and the ligamenta flava attached with the one lamina of one vertebra to other, and the transverse process, joints between the spine and joints between the transverse process. These are called the interspinous ligament, formed by the interspinous ligament, and intertransverse ligament by the fibrous membrane. So these are the syndesmosis type of the joint between the cervical vertebra, and there is total. So we complete the joint, intervertebral joint between the 2 to 7, and there is the movement. These are the flexion, extension, lateral flexion, and the rotation or twisting movement on the vertebra. And now the second joint we will discuss about. There is the second joint, craniovertebral joint. The craniovertebral joint, we can divide it into two parts. This is our atlas bone, and this is the our axis bone, axis vertebra or second cervical vertebra. This is the first cervical vertebra called atlas. So there is the first we see these are the kidney shaped articular process and these are the ovoid articular process. The kidney shaped articular process is the superior surface of the atlas vertebra and this odontoid process. So this is the superior surface of the axis vertebra. So now this axis vertebra is fit like this in the atlas, and their inferior articular process of atlas are articulated with the superior articular process of the axis vertebra like this, and this form the atlantoaxial joint. On this kidney shaped articular process there are the joint between the condyle of the condyle between the atlas and occipital bone. So this is the atlanto-occipital joint formed by this articular surface. So we have two joints. One is the atlanto-occipital joint. We start with the atlanto-occipital joint, and the other is the atlantoaxial joint. So this atlanto-occipital joint has two joints in the both side of the vertebra, atlas vertebra, and this is the ellipsoidal variety of atlanto-occipital joint formed by the atlas and occipital bone, and these all have the articular surface, the superior articular surface formed by the condyle of the occipital bone, and the inferior these and the condyle of occipital bone are convex inferiorly, and these are the articular facets of the atlas vertebra. These are the concave superiorly, and so both articular surfaces form together a ellipsoidal variety of the synovial joint, and these are the have the ligament. These are have the two ligaments which is attached on. So we can see the two ligaments of the atlanto-occipital joint. One is the anterior atlanto-occipital membrane. This is attached to the superior, and we can see in this part, this is the anterior arch of the atlas, this is the posterior arch of the atlas. So anterior atlanto-occipital membrane attached superior surface of the membrane and blind with the fibrous capsule of atlanto-occipital joint, and this attached to the inferior surface like this, attached to the inferior surface of occipital bone, and the other is posterior atlanto-occipital membrane is attached to the posterior part of the posterior arch of the atlas vertebra, and we can change these are the two ligaments, and other than there is a fibrous capsule covered the articular surface, and now there is movements on the atlanto-occipital joint. There is the two movements on the two axes. One is the transverse axis. The transverse axis पे जो movement होगी उसको बोलेंगे यस मूवमेंट. तो दिस इज द नोडिंग मूवमेंट और यस मूवमेंट ऑन द ट्रांसवर्स एक्सिस, एंड वन इज द एंटीरोपोस्टीरियर एक्सिस. एंटीरोपोस्टीरियर एक्सिस पे होता है लेटरल फ्लेक्शन और ट्रांसवर्स एक्सिस पे होता है यस मूवमेंट या नोडिंग. तो इसको बोलते हैं फ्लेक्शन और एक्सटेंशन ऑफ द नेक. तो फ्लेक्शन लॉन्गस कैपिटिस और रेक्टस कैपिटिस एंटीरियर की वजह से होगा, और ये रेक्टस कैपिटिस इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है, ध्यान रखनी है, क्योंकि इसमें फ्लेक्शन होगा रेक्टस कैपिटिस एंटीरियर से, लेटरल फ्लेक्शन होगा रेक्टस कैपिटिस लेटरलिस से, और एक्सटेंशन होगा रेक्टस कैपिटिस पोस्टीरियर माइनर और रेक्टस कैपिटिस पोस्टीरियर मेजर. दीज आर द रेक्टस कैपिटिस इन three movements depend on anterior, posterior and lateralis. The other muscles for the extension is semi-spinalis capitis and splenius capitis and upper part of the trapezius. So these are the movements on the atlanto-occipital joint, and there is the other joint is called atlanto-axial joint. The atlanto-axial joint, now we can form between the two vertebrae. This is the atlas and this axis, and this is the inferior articular surface of the atlas, and this is the superior articular surface of the axis vertebra. And now we join like this. So superior articular surface of axis articulate with the inferior articular surface of the atlas, and this area, and between this area there is the transverse ligament. Where there is a transverse ligament, there is a diagram. We can see in this area there is a transverse ligament. These are the articular surface, these are the transverse process, and this is the foramen transversarium, and this is seen, this is the dens, of the axis, and this is the transverse ligament. So we can see, and in this atlanto-axial joint, now we attach again. So there is a one joint between the one median, so we can divide atlanto-axial joint into two parts. One joint between the axis or dens of the axis or odontoid process of axis, and between the anterior arch of the atlas and the transverse ligament of the atlas bone, and the other joint between the articular facets. These are the two joints between the articular facets, and one joint between the one medial joint and two lateral joints. So we study one medial joint, the median joint, median atlanto-axial joint. This is formed, this is the type of pivot joint, and this is the this joint with plane synovial joint. So there is the two joints, two types of joint, and the articular surface, you know, these are the articular surface. This is the upper facet is the of axis, and the inferior facet of the atlas. These are the articular surface, and the other articular surface is anterior arch. In the posterior part of the anterior arch, there is the facet. You can see if there is the ovoid facet for the dens, and there is also on the dens there is a facet again on the anterior surface of the dens, and so this articulate with this area, and the posterior part is articulate with the transverse ligament. Now we can talk median atlanto-axial joint. The ligaments of the median atlanto-axial joint, there is the one is ligament. The one ligament is the fibrous capsule. The fibrous capsule of this ligament is attached to this area, boundaries of these capsules, and the second one is the transverse ligament. We can see the transverse ligament, there is a transverse ligament in this area, and this transverse ligament is important because it has the prolongation of fibers, and is this transverse ligament form the cruciform ligament also, because its median fibers are extended in the two parts. One is the longitudinal parts, one is the transverse part. So this form the cruciform ligament also. So there is, we can see this is the transverse ligament, and there is the upper extension of the transverse ligament. This is called the superior longitudinal band of the cruciform ligament, and there is also there oblique, and at the level of transverse ligament there is another band which is goes transversely with the transverse ligament. This is called the and there is the other extension in the inferior longitudinal band of the cruciform ligament. This is attached to the body of the axis. Here it attached at the body of axis. So this is the inferior band, and there is the transverse ligament, and there is the superior longitudinal band. So these are collectively form a cruciform ligament. Now the ligament connecting to the axis with the occipital bone. There is the axis, we can see in this diagram. This is the odontoid process of the axis again, and this apical process, and this connect to the occipital bone via the apical ligament of the dens. As we know very well, we study three structures passing from the anterior part of foramen magnum, that are the anterior apical ligament of dens and the superior longitudinal band of cruciform ligament, and the other is membrana tectoria. These are the three ligaments of this part attached to the axis to occipital bone. And इसके अलावा एक्सिस को one more ligament, this is called the alar ligament. The alar ligament connect to the lateral side of the axis, lateral side of the apical ligament of dens, and this connect to the upper part to the occipital bone, or near the condyle of the occipital bone. So this is the central joint of the occipital bone, and this membrana tectoria, this is posterior continuation of posterior longitudinal ligament, and superior longitudinal band of cruciform ligament. So there is the, and now we study about the lateral atlantoaxial joint. Lateral atlantoaxial joint is called plain synovial joint, and this plain synovial joint, this is the inferior facet of atlas. This is the superior facet of the axis. These form the articular surface for the lateral atlantoaxial joint.